I'm joined here today. My name is 𝗠𝗸𝗶𝗴 from 𝗀𝗲𝘅 Innovation Technology Institute. I'm joined here today by my colleague, 𝗁𝗁𝗆, who is also in this session. And hopefully we will be able to bring you some useful information about e-commerce. And I have to apologize for the dogs that every now and then will bark. Hopefully they will get it out of their system. Okay, can you now see the presentation or the speaker view?
Yes, now we can see the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I have to apologize. We just moved, are in the middle of moving the city office to another location. So I have to give this presentation from my kitchen. And this explains the barking of the dogs in the background. My apologies for that. CT is doing a number of programs for closing the window right now. For the Ministry of Economic Development, CT has been doing a number of programs with regard to e-commerce. This is from starting with policy, from one-on-one coaching for entrepreneurs who want to start using e-commerce, and a lot of these things in between. There are a number of projects and programs that we are working on for several levels, actually, of starting to use e-commerce. Since this is a very broad audience today and a very limited time that we have and a lot of presenters, this is going to be a very high level presentation, which might be oversimplifying things at some points. But in the end, I will give you some information on how we can help entrepreneurs who want to start using e-commerce, what programs or activities that we do might suit you best. So the topics that I will be discussing today are e-commerce business plan, organization, resources, website, and financial and legal issues. These are all combined in a checklist that we made, the Are You Ready for E-commerce checklist with 5 milestones. And these are the 5 milestones. So e-commerce is basically anything you sell online. It's a very broad definition. The payment transaction does not need to be online for it to be e-commerce. So you can also, somebody can place the order online and then pay in another way, for example, through a bank transfer. That is also, in the broadest sense, considered e-commerce. And of course, this afternoon, we do focus more on the part of e-commerce that has the actual financial transaction online. So the payment also online, that's more the focus of this afternoon. This is a short overview of the e-commerce process. Of course, it starts with the customer, then you have your online store. Very important point for the safe payment. And of course, if it's a physical product, you have to ship it actually to your customer. We might think e-commerce is something that's relatively new, but the first e-commerce transaction already took place in 1994. So that is a long time ago. We also still in this day, although of course after COVID, a lot of these things change, but we still hear a lot of entrepreneurs that feel that e-commerce is not for them or that it's not for Curaçao. But remember that most of the households in Curaçao are online, and that was in 2019, 85% of all households in Curaçao were already online. So this is probably higher by now. So don't discount Curaçao as a market for your e-commerce products. If you think that you need to be online, and then I think you are right. It doesn't mean you should stop your offline endeavors, but please yeah, consider this as an opportunity for your business that you cannot miss. So the big question is, are you ready for e-commerce? It's very tempting to start focusing immediately on what kind of payment solution can I use and how can I receive the payments from my customer. But there's more to that with regard to e-commerce. First of all, just like any other kind of business, you need to have a business plan in place, your e-commerce business plan. So what are the goals? What is the business model? What are the financial resources that you have available and that you need? What is your marketing and sales strategy, and what technology are you going to use? Just like basically any other business, it is important to know if you have clearly defined business goals. Do you want to increase your market share? Do you just want to give the best customer service? Is that the way you distinguish yourself from your competitors? Do you want to sell new products, approach new clients? What do you want to use your e-commerce endeavor for? Just to service your existing customers better? Or do you want to reach new customers? Or is this just an entirely new business with an entirely new audience? Only you can know these, but you have to think about these things. It sounds very logical, but you would be amazed the amount of entrepreneurs that approach us for help with e-commerce. And then with the first question that we ask is, what is your product and who is your customer? And they don't have clear answers for that. And those are the basics. You need to know this. Because if you know that, you know what the best channels are to reach your customers, how you can distinguish yourself from your competitors, and how can you use e-commerce? Of course, e-commerce keeps changing. There's a lot of terminology on here that I will not go into, but it keeps changing, of course, just like every technology. It's in a rapid change, so you need to adapt as an organization and be able to continue to change also. Very important, and again, it sounds as easy as ABC, but keep in mind your customers are always your starting point. So with regard to e-commerce, are they online? What do they do online? How do they communicate? Do they visit websites? What is their online behavior? It's all crucial information to know how you can reach them and how you can sell your products and services to them. I'm gonna skip through some of these slides. You will get the presentation in the end, but because I want to keep it short, I will not present all the slides, but you will get the presentation. So if you want more information or read through something that I didn't explain, then you will have the chance to do that later. Also important, if you think about e-commerce, we've noticed that most entrepreneurs think about, okay, I have a website and I have a web store, and I sell my products and services to my customers through the website. But there are a lot of other ways in which you can reach your customers. For example, through an online marketplace, you can sell your products, for example, via, I don't know, Amazon. Because the choice that you have to make is, do I want to have my own website with my own web store? Or do I want to use another platform? This is a bit of a small, might be a small picture, but it basically shows that most online purchases worldwide are being done through online marketplaces. So that counts for 1/3 of all the online sales. And if you go to direct to consumer, that is only 7%. And retailer sites is 12%. So that's more if you have your own website and if you join the e-commerce providers there. the people providing their services through e-commerce. Then if you have your own website, then keep in mind that you are responsible for the marketing, that you have to make sure you are responsible for all the technology. You have to make sure that people can find your website. And if you join another online marketplace, then of course this costs money, but in return, you can have marketing benefits and technological benefits. So it's very good to start with who is your customer and where do you think they want to buy your product. The second step, so after the first step of making an e-commerce plan, is to see, okay, is my organization actually ready to receive and fulfill orders? And do I have all the resources I need? Because e-commerce is usually not something that you can do, on the side. You need money, equipment, technology, people to do that. Specifically, if you are selling a physical product, tangible product, I should say, then you need to have your shipping in place. You need to have a carrier who will deliver the goods to the end customer. So all these steps in the process probably require for you to work with a provider of these services and to use the correct technology to get all these steps integrated and make sure that whatever you sell online is actually also available. Because you would not want your customer to buy something online which is not actually in stock. So all these elements need to be linked. So this is another view of the same process, but it probably is a little bit of a better view of the parties that you need to cooperate with: the suppliers, the warehouse, the fulfillment center, the carrier, the customer. They are all related. You need to take all these things into account. You need to have technology in place to have all these things communicate and integrate. So as you can imagine, you need funds for that and you need people for that. Because even if there is a one-stop technological solution, then you still need to actually make sure these things are in your warehouse, these things are being shipped, and that there is follow-up for customer requests. Financials and resources is just like any other business. Be realistic about how much you can invest. What are you capable of yourself and what do you need to outsource? These are some of the e-commerce costs you need to take into account. You need to have the software, you need to have the domain name, hosting, SSL certificate, payment processing cost. You need to have the design, all kinds of add-ons, and of course the marketing, because people need to actually know that your website is there and need to find it and need to go there. So the key question, of course, is can your business afford to wait for revenues? Because you have to take into account that before your online, if you have your own online store, that before this is starting to make sufficient revenues, you've had all these startup costs, and before it's up and running and people are actually finding your website, ordering online, and your revenues are increasing, you need to have some gap money. You need to be able to bridge the time between doing the investment and getting the actual revenues. With regard to the e-commerce process, this is another view of the process. You have your customer, they visit your online store, then you need your payment gateway and your payment processing network, and then you have an internet merchant account through which you actually get the money on your bank account. This is an overly simplified drawing, and some of these steps can be integrated, but I'm sure that in the other presentations, some solutions that are available locally for this will be presented to you. So if you look at an online payment solution, what are some of the things you need to take into account when you select the best fit for your company. For example, what payment solutions do you want to offer to your customers? And then, of course, the central question is, what do your customers prefer? Because you might think, I would like, a credit card that's way easier, but maybe your customers, and you need to know who they are, maybe they want to pay cash or pay on delivery or use Ideal or PayPal or credit card. So don't look at what you yourself think is easier and what you use, but really look at your customers. What do they prefer? And then with regard to the cost of the payment solutions, there are different costs you need to take into account. And some of them are fixed and some of them are per transaction. So you need to really calculate this, make different scenarios for what if I have these so many customers with so many sales, what would be the cost? What needs to be the pricing of my project, of my product or service, taking all these costs into account? What would be better for me to have a fixed fee or per transaction fee? So really make sure you calculate all these things. And what other options do you need? Are there other things that your customers need or that your product requires that are important to you? If you need help, if you are an entrepreneur and you need help with these things, then CT is available to help you look through the different solutions and see if we can help you find what is best for your organization. And there are other things, localizations, what currencies do the solutions can be used in your solution, what languages, how many languages. So there are other things you need to consider specifically for your brand and your customer and your organization. And then the fourth step, so we had a business plan, we have the logistics, we have the organization and the finances. And now we have the working website. You need to have, of course, a website. If you have an online store, it needs to be on an online website. There are some things you need to take into account when you have your website. The design is important, the functionality, how does it actually work? How many clicks do I need to make before I actually get to the information that I want to see? Data, marketing, integration with other systems, all these things, the local support providers that can help you with this website, all these things are important, important steps and important things you need to take into account when you develop or let somebody develop your website. Here are some requirements that an e-commerce website should have. It should be clean and simple design, easy to navigate, high quality product images, useful product descriptions, easy checkout process, mobile responsiveness. So if they use it on their phone or tablet, computer, it should all work smooth. And of course, the beginning and the end of all of this is it should fit with your customer needs. So I for sure recommend to start with asking your customer what they want, look at the data you have on your customers, and test everything you do with a group of your customers. You can reward them with, a little free gift or something if they help you test your website. Of course, there are the financial and legal policies and the taxes that you need to take into account. In general, the terms and conditions and a privacy policy are usually at the minimum of what you need on your website, but it all depends on how you are receiving the money. Do you use cookies or not? If you need other policies and more extensive things for that. But keep also in mind that, for example, if you with your website you target, for example, customers in the Netherlands and you market specifically to customers in the Netherlands, that is the legislation and that you need to take into account, and that you probably also need to pay taxes in these countries. But there are lots of experts available that can help you figure these things out. So financial planning, of course, is whatever business project or initiative you want to endeavor on is always important. What are expenses? Just start listing them. If you don't know the numbers yet, start by just listing what kind of expenses you're expecting, what kind of revenues, and then start to put the numbers to it. Again, this is something we've noticed that a lot of entrepreneurs have trouble with this part, but at 𝗁𝗲 we are there to help you also with this. And so important, remember that it should fit with your company. It's very tempting. Like I'm a person like that myself. I like technology and I like innovation and I like the latest tools and the latest, possibilities. But you have to always remember, does it actually fit with the company? What is the level of knowledge that I have in my company? What can I actually do myself and what do I need to outsource? Maybe I should take a step back and start with something simple first and build it from there. Because it's very tempting to get all these new technologies, because somebody might, for not a lot of money, make a website for you with a payment solution. But you need to take into account that even though they might maintain it, you are the one as an entrepreneur that has to make sure that the content is up to date, that all the product descriptions and everything you have on your website, that is your responsibility. And you need to have the time to make sure that whatever you have online is up to date. So if you don't have a lot of resources, start simple and then build it from there. 𝗁𝗲 has some programs that we can help you with setting up your business. Also, if you want to start using e-commerce, every year we have the Startup Launchpad program. So keep visiting our Facebook and our website to see when the next program will be. We have the 𝗲𝘀𝘆𝗀 website, which is going to launch soon. This is if you are really at the beginning and you don't have a lot of resources or knowledge to have your own online web presence, your own web store. You can use 𝗲𝘀 as a platform to reach your customers. So that is coming soon. And we have a website, an e-commerce launchpad website, ecommerce.cw, which is currently under construction, but starting January, it should be online again with all new content. So this is how 𝗁𝗲 can help you. I know this was very short and very high level. But if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to approach us. We are always there at 𝗁𝗲 to help you. If we cannot help you, we can point you in a direction of somebody who can help you. At this moment, we are in the middle of moving to the 𝗺𝗺𝗃 village. So the best ways to reach us right now is through WhatsApp or via email. And I hope to see you soon at one of our other events. And again, please do not hesitate to approach us if you have any questions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Monique of 𝗁𝗲, for all the relevant information. And right now, I will pass the word for organization 𝗃𝗃𝗃, which is Mr. 𝗃𝗆𝗆.
Thank you, Eliane. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is 𝗃𝗆𝗆 from the organization 𝗃𝗃𝗃. Welcome to our presentation today. And let me just go ahead and share my screen. Okay. I have a short presentation today. I'm going to try to keep it short, but if there are any more questions, you can definitely ask, or we can definitely set up a private, more in-depth presentation at a later date. Okay, so 𝗃𝗃𝗃. What is 𝗃𝗃𝗃? It's a new payment platform. Just so you have an idea, compared to other systems we have on the island, most of them are gateways that just bring together different systems to process payments. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 is actually a different payment system. So we actually do the processing of the payments themselves. During the presentation, today we're going to talk about why we decided to develop a new system. Is a system that has been developed here on Curaçao. What makes the system so special? How does it work? Let me see, let me sure this is not in the way. Okay. How does the system work? What does it cost, and how to sign up for the system? All right. So the reason we developed 𝗶𝗶𝗴 is because basically the internet is a very scary place. You know, if you're a new business owner, you're thinking about doing business online, you're thinking about, okay, but how does it go? You're hearing different noises about, okay, people have money on the transactions of the internet, but then hacking, okay, credit card information. All of that is really scary if you don't know what you're doing. So that's why definitely 𝗁𝗲 is a first shot to step to. They can help you, guide you through most of this. But in particular, our payment system is one that has been focused on providing a payment system that's actually secure. You know, you can actually do business and be knowing that all your transactions, all your payments can be processed without any problems. So here's a chart that you can see. This is an older chart from 2014, where you can see what kind of breaches, hackers, and people are trying to disrupt businesses and steal funds, where their focus is. As you can see from the second part in the chart, that business is where the most amount of record information is being stolen on a daily basis, and this is globally. We have an updated version for 2017, 2018 as well. You can see this continues to grow every year. More and more transactions, hackers are becoming more sophisticated, the hacks are becoming more sophisticated, and businesses are because a lot of businesses are coming online, there is more and more data being gathered of all the customers on a daily basis. The more up-to-date versions for 2021, 2022, we didn't create yet because of due to the period of COVID, this information is a little skewed from the norm. So we have an updated version later. All right, so 𝗶𝗶𝗴. So our mission is to facilitate instant secure payments for customers, from customers to merchants without any risk for either party. Sounds too good to be true, right? All right, so let's see how this works. So let's say you want to make a transaction. Right now, you're either sending the merchant some credit card information, or you're sending a transaction via bank, or some ways you can use PayPal, an intermediary, etc., to make a payment. Especially internationally, in the Caribbean, it's a little more difficult to use those options to receive funds. So we started with this idea. So how do you make the safest payment, you know, online, offline? How would you go about doing that? What's the safest way right now? So to us, it's just basically if I walk into the bank and I say, listen, I have an invoice for company X, and I want you to make the transaction for me. The teller would process the payment for you. You're secure, no risk at all, because it's being processed by somebody who is guaranteeing your transaction. Okay, so basically that's what we did, but digitally, online, automated. So let's see how this works. All right, so let's say, let's start from the idea that you want to go online, you want to create a web shop, and people can start making transactions. You want people to buy your products or services. This is just a generic template for a website. Somebody decided to order a pizza. It costs $49.99, a little expensive, but in any case. So then, from any website, you start selecting your products, and then you say, okay, I want to check out, I want to pay for my product or services. At this point, this is a very familiar page. Anybody that's done any payments online can see it. They will ask you for your billing information. They will ask you for your shipping information. And then at a certain point, they'll also ask you for how would you like to pay. So here's the difference between the different other or some other companies that provide services. We are not a gateway. We are actually a payment option, payment method that you can use. So you select 𝗶𝗶𝗴 as an option. You can obviously on your website also have other providers that provide credit cards. We don't do anything with credit cards. So definitely, if you need the credit card transactions, there are other options for that. But 𝗶𝗶𝗴, especially for local transactions, this is the best option. All right, so you select 𝗶𝗶𝗴 to make your payment. You place your order. And the website, so in case you are the merchant, as a merchant, your website, the only thing it will do is generate a code. This is completely automated. It will link to our system to generate this code. And from this point on, the customer can either use their phone, their tablet, so any device that has a camera, Android or iOS, or they can just select this code right here, copy it. I'll show it. They can go to our online portal, log in as a user. And from this point, they can see their account where they have funds, which they can deposit from using the bank. I'll show a short video to illustrate some of this as well. No, actually, let me do that first. That makes a little more sense. I'm going to share a video, and then we'll come back to this page.
Hi, do you want to shop online, but you don't have a credit card? Do you need to make a payment, but you don't want your credit card or bank information stolen? Then you need �57, the safe and easy payment app for Caribbean and Latin American markets. Use �57 to make payments quickly with your mobile or tablet without sharing any financial information during or after the transaction. To start using �57, first download the �57 app from Google Play or from the App Store. No smartphone or tablet? No problem. You can use the online member portal. Register and create your first �57 wallet at a provider in your country. Now you're ready to pay with 3 easy steps. Step 1. Place your order at the store or web shop and choose to pay with �57. You'll be provided with a �57 token. Step 2. Check available funds and make a quick deposit from your bank if necessary. Step 3. Use your �57 app or member portal to scan or enter the �57 token and authorize your payment. That's it. Quick and easy payments without sharing any information. Pay with �57 at local web shops, supermarket, restaurants, deliveries, and more. Become a member and make your first payment in a few minutes. And the best part, it's completely free. �57 is safe, easy, and free. �57, innovating digital payments.
All right. So this is a promo for customers, especially buyers, for them to see how the system works. So let's get back to how this would work. So I copied the code from the web shop, and the web shop, as you can see, is still waiting for payment. It's not doing anything else but waiting for the confirmation of the authorization. Excuse me. So as a customer, let's see here, I say, okay, I want to make a payment. I enter the code in the platform, in the member portal. I can see the order. I can see, okay, this is my order. Okay, this is a pizza shop, and indeed it was $49.99. I can then wait. I click the button on my mouse here. Yes, the back button. Yeah, okay, and then I click confirm. At this point, the system will ask you to authorize with your username, password, or in case of a bank as a provider, they can use your token from your bank as well as the authorization code. And then you just authorize the payment. As soon as you do that, you will see the website will automatically get the confirmation and the order is complete. As simple as that. So if you notice, at no point did I share any financial information on the website of the merchant. Yeah, as a consumer, I didn't share any information. I just processed the entire payment directly from my provider, from �57. Okay, let's go back here. So what does this look like for as a merchant? Let me log in as a merchant. You can see this is the merchant that just processed the payment. You can see the token that has just been paid. It's this token right here. I can just paste it so you can see the code is the same code. Oh. I can bookmark here. Yeah. So it's this payment that has just been processed, 1708. And this is the transaction. You can see the transaction has been processed. You can see any transaction fees. The transaction fees are actually different from this. This is just a demo. And you can see all the taxes. So you get a full statement of all your transactions as well. So more than just, this is just a sample of how you can automate the entire system. And that you can do that, the whole documentation, how to do that, we provide here as well. So this is something that your developer can basically do in 1 or 2 days. All right, so let's get back for a second, and that's just here the keys they use to generate to do that. But the system does a lot more than that. I mean, we don't have time to go into it in this presentation, but there's mobile payments, there's offline payments, there's so much more you can do with this. But let me just give you another example of small example of what you can do with the system. So you can actually decide to not use a website. If you don't have the website, a lot of people said, okay, but I don't have a website. I don't want the website, but I still want to receive payments using 𝗶𝗴𝗀. Okay, you can use a tablet and you can charge people on the street, in your shop, etc., just like a POS system. Or you can actually create a token in the system. You can pre-create it. You can say this is a token for payments. For example, this is a webinar token. You can put an expiration date on the token. You can say, okay, it'll expire in a day, half an hour, or it will have no expiration date at all. You can put an amount for the transaction that the people will have to process. So, for example, I can put 100 guilders, but you can also leave it blank or put an amount and then allow the person themselves to increase the amount. So this is very interesting in the case of if you want to send invoices to customers, you can actually send the invoice to a customer with a particular amount. But you can also send a standard QR code that you print on all your invoices. And the customers, when they select that they want to make a payment, the system will ask them for the amount, and then they can enter the amount for the invoice if you want to do it that way offline. And in that case, this token can be reused, so multiple customers can use this token to make payments. Yeah, I can generate a token like this, and you can see this code is available immediately here, but you can also see the QR code is something that it's just an image. You can copy it and you can print it on your invoices. You can actually put it in your store. So somebody can go to your payment kiosk terminal, just scan it and make a payment right in front of you. And as a merchant, you will receive notifications, email notifications, or on an app, you can also receive notifications of these transactions. So this is definitely something that a big added value to our system. For example, if you receive bank transactions, you have to actually log into the bank to go see if the transaction has been made. With our system, you will receive a notification automatically. And the payouts for the system, there are different packages. Again, I can't go into all of that right now, but you can actually enter the bank where you want any local bank here in Curaçao where you want your funds transferred. There are packages where these funds are transferred on end of day every day, and some packages where it's just on request or once a week or something like that. So the packages is something we can definitely discuss in a later session. Let me go back just so we can finish up the presentation. I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, there's another way. Okay, so 𝗶𝗴𝗀. So what makes this so safe? You're sending the order information to the provider instead of sending the financial information to the merchant. So the merchant or you as a merchant doesn't have any credit card information. So even if they hack your systems, your customers are safe because there's no way they can get to that information. There's no financial details before, during, or after the transaction. And the system makes merchants and consumers both 100% protected. I'm going to go a little faster with this. So no credit card required to make a payment. Customers can actually, your customers, because this is a question I also saw in the Q&A, customers don't even need to have a 𝗶𝗴𝗀 account, right? So you as a merchant, you have a 𝗶𝗴𝗀 account, and the customer can actually make a transfer from their bank, from their e-banking using the token, and the system will automatically process the payment for you. That's it, as simple as that. The customers just log into the online banking just as it would. But then they say, okay, instead of putting your name, or so they will select the 𝗶𝗴𝗀 member, the 𝗶𝗴𝗀 member account as the one to transfer. All these instructions will be in when they make a payment. At that point, they put in the token in the description, and the transaction is automatically processed, and you as a merchant receive a notification that the payment has been completed. Awesome, right? We can definitely demo that in a private session. Okay, so buyers can pay with a mobile, tablet, or via the web portal I just showed. Online shops, instant payments, in-store or remote point-of-sale payments with tablets. So it can be on the road. Receive mobile payments from buyers even with no internet. As long as you as a merchant has internet, you can process their payment. We'll also demo that in a private session. Local payments completely free for buyers, so they don't pay anything. Manage multiple business wallets, so you can create multiple accounts and process for all your businesses in just one membership account. And the integration is very easy and simple. We can also discuss it in a different session. Okay, so receive automated payouts to any local bank here in Curaçao. So the system will automatically send you the full payouts at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, depending on your choice. Very low cost for the solution, high return on investment. Fixed transaction fees instead of sales percentages. You can also choose for percentages. There are certain packages that have that, but there's a package basically for all types of businesses. We can discuss that as well. Easy to implement in the website, or you just download and use the mobile app. You can start accepting payments quickly. No lengthy due diligence process. The system, you can basically in one day be online, ready to receive payments and accept payments risk-free. What does this cost? As I mentioned, local deposits and transactions from buyers are all free. And there are different packages for as a merchant. You can have a starter package where you don't pay anything per month, and you just pay about 𝗀𝗆𝘆𝗶 per transaction that you process. But there's also a package where you pay about 35 guilders every month, and then you pay about 125 per transaction. So there's different packages. There's actually more packages than these. We can discuss this in a private session. I can show you, and we can obviously find one package that will work for your business. If you want more information on how to sign up, you can go to 𝗶𝗀𝘆.com, www.𝗶𝗀𝘆.com. Click on the member portal and just click on create account. Again, for more information, we can have a private session. Private session is free, no charge for that. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the Q&A, or you can also send them to me directly. Here you have the information, the contact information for 𝗶𝗀𝘆. Yes, and that was my presentation for this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, please let me know. I'll stick around for the remainder of the presentation. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Harley, for all the information about 𝗶𝗀𝘆. Just remember, if you have a question, send it in the Q&A section and not in the chat box. And in the Q&A section, we will manage all the questions later on after the presentation. So right now, I will pass the word for Sandu, which is Mr. Vincent van Rutten.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, I think you can also see me. Perfect. Very good. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. I'm Vincent van Rutten, one of the founders of 𝗀𝗄. We are a Caribbean fintech that is focusing purely on local payments. So everything for the local population in Curaçao, so they can pay online. Now, our solution that we've created, that has also been developed here in Curaçao, is based on the same principle as some of the other, maybe some of the names you've heard internationally. Maybe one of them, Ideal, that's I think one of the most known here in Curaçao, is expected to have about 72% of the market share, e-commerce market share in Holland. We are based on the exact same principles and concept as Ideal. And what does that mean? We transfer, or we make it possible to transfer funds directly from one bank account to another bank account. So your customers can pay directly from their bank account to your bank account. The funds are settled instantly, so you instantly have their money available to you as soon as your customer has paid. And also here, it is very easy to use. I have a quick video to explain it a little bit more further, and then I'll go more into the benefits of why this is the new payment method that is going to be expanding across the Caribbean.
Meet Brian. Like many people nowadays, Brian makes most of his purchases online. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a credit card, making it difficult to pay for local goods and services. Luckily, Brian learned about 𝗀𝗂, allowing him to make easy payments online. Paying via 𝗀𝗂 means a direct payment from your local bank account to the merchant's bank account. No registration is required. The bank sets up the payment on your online banking with all the required information. You don't have to do anything. Sounds easy, right? Here's how it works. Select 𝗀𝗂 payment during checkout at one of our connected merchants. Select your trusted bank for the payment. Log in at your online banking and authorize the payment. The payment is completed and your money instantly goes to the merchant's bank account. Paying with 𝗀𝗂 is fast, easy, and secure. Visit our website and learn more about our connected merchants and partner banks.
Okay, so what are the benefits of account-to-account payments? It is a local payment method, so your customers can pay you in your local currency. We have strong customer authentication because we use the bank's environments. Your customer will be logging into their banking environment, either online banking on a computer or the mobile banking app on their devices, and use that to do their authentication. Increased cash flow, as I said earlier, immediately you have the cash available in your bank account. You protect also your customers because at no point is any payment information shared with either 𝗀𝗂 or you as a merchant. So there's no PCI compliance or any of the other security requirements in this. And it's a great customer experience because there is no intermediaries needed. You don't need to enter any details. As soon as you get to the online environment of your bank, all the payment details are already filled in. You do not have to do anything. All of that is set up by your bank, and you just have to accept the payment. 𝗀𝗂 is also the only payment provider that directly integrates into the online banking systems and the mobile banking apps of the local banks. So what does that mean? Well, compared to credit card payments or card-based payments, you will save at least 60%. And we do that because we have a transaction fee of 1% per transaction, but it's capped at $1.50. So you will never pay more than $1.50 for a certain transaction. Now, what does it look like? You can add 𝗀𝗂 payment in any of your customer-facing solutions. We offer QR code support that you can add either to invoices, you can add it on your device, on screen, in store, wherever you want. You populate a QR code and your customer scans it, and from there they follow the next steps. I'll show them a little bit later in the demo. We also have payment links where you can create just a normal payment link and you can share that through WhatsApp nowadays, or some of our customers actually now are doing this, where they are selling or they're doing collections and they are sending payment links to their customers. Internationally, it's already well known that if you use payment links or QR codes that you send digitally to your customers, on average, you will have a payment rate of 40% within the first 24 hours. That is a very big difference compared to other payment methods. You can also add it to a checkout, either in a mobile app or a website. We have a REST API, so also APIs in order to integrate with 𝗀𝗂, and you can integrate it into any of your systems. So what does it look like, for example, if it is integrated into a banking or a mobile app? When you're doing your purchase, at the end, you will at the end of the checkout, you will choose your payment method. So in this case, for example, we'll choose 𝗀𝗂, secure A2A payments. From there, you will be redirected to our payment page, where you will see some of the information that you have of the person that you are paying or the company that you are paying. There you will select your own bank. It will show you some of the steps that you will see after continuing. Then you can continue with the payment and you are brought to the 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗴, for this example, 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗴 online banking. You log in the same way that you normally do, and immediately you will have a payment ready. This payment has been pre-filled by the bank. You cannot change any of the information. The only thing you can do is, for example, choose from which bank account you want to pay, in case you have multiple bank accounts at the bank. You submit the transaction, you do your authorization, so your two-factor authentication, and then it's done. As soon as it's done, you will come back to our payment page and you will receive a payment is successful, and we will redirect you back, for example, to the app or a web shop where you will see your payment status, and you can receive your products or the services that you have bought. I know it was really quick and short. If you want to have any more information, you can scan the QR code on screen and you can reserve a 15-minute call. Just a quick call, see what your situation is, if it's something that we can help you with. And I see a quick question coming in. That's a good question. So 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗴 is now integrated with or live with 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗴 across all the Dutch Caribbean countries. Our second bank will be launching in the first months of 2023. And keep our socials or check our socials because we'll be announcing the name of the bank shortly. So probably within the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to announce that bank. So that's really a quick overview. And yeah, thank you for your information. Use the QR code to schedule a call, and we can go more into depth into what we can offer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to Santu for all the information. Thank you, Mr. Vincent. And right now, I will pass the word for Paga Direct, which is Mr. Vincent Verheijen.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Does everybody see my screen? I think they do, right? Yes, good afternoon. My name is Vincent Verheijen. I'm the CEO of Paga Direct. Paga Direct is a local payment service provider, enabling local merchants to receive payments online. Some of you have actually already used our platform because since 2015, we've been running Caribbean Ticket Shop, where we process our own payments. And in 2020, we decided that we were also going to be providing these services to other merchants here in the Dutch Caribbean. The online payments industry is growing. 25% is a yearly increase of online payments in mature markets like Europe. And we're seeing this on Curaçao as well. Especially with COVID, a lot of more local companies are digitalizing. And now is especially the time to join them. So what does Paga Direct do? We, as Paga Direct, we offer you, the merchant, all the payment methods that are on our platform. This via one simple integration. We have a lot of integrations available, and we also have a lot of payment methods available. Just to name a few, like Vincent already mentioned, Ideal, the biggest payment option in payment method in Holland. In 2020, they processed 700 million transactions. And a lot of Curaçao here on Curaçao or also in the region are still using this to buy things online. Another nice option is the Visa MasterCard option. I have my local bank card here. Local banks are exchanging the old Maestro cards for Visa and MasterCard debit cards, which enables you to, with your local bank card, your local debit card, your PIN pass, to buy things online. And we can also accommodate this on our platform. So what does your customer see from PagueDirect? This is the payment screen your customer is shown after he's being asked to pay, for example, 100 guilders. You see the 100 guilders in the top. We show your customer all the payment options of all the payment methods that are available for you. For example, Ideal, credit card, etc. And on the bottom, you see the currency that is linked to this method. So, for example, Ideal, it's a euro, it's a European payment, so it's going to be in euros. And when he clicks it, he sees I have to pay 50 euros and 15 cents, and we pay you, the merchant, 100 guilders locally. And the credit cards are processed in dollars, so these are shown in dollars. The fund miles are shown in fund miles, etc. Your customer selects their preferred method, hits the pay button, and is being redirected to that payment methods process, and eventually is linked back to you. Earlier, I talked about integrations. It's a major thing. How can we get onto this payment screen? For example, Vincent already told, Vincent and I also showed the payment links. We also have this on our platform. After creating an account, you can log in onto our website, pagedirect.com. You can create a payment link. For example, you want to receive 100 guilders with invoice number 1 as a reference, and you're being shown a unique URL, which you can send to your customer via email, via WhatsApp, via Facebook Messenger, whatever, or you can even create a QR code out of it. Your customer clicks the link, scans the QR code, and is being shown the payment screen on their phone, and goes through the process of paying the 100 guilders with their favorite payment method. And you are being sent an email after the payment with the payment confirmation that your payment is processed. Another nice option, automated checkout, e-commerce, we call it. WooCommerce, Magento, PrestaShop, we have a variety of plugins available. We also can process payments for HQ rental software, Odoo, Brick, Shopline. There are a lot of local, interesting payment options to do local e-commerce, and where we can automate the payment process. Also nice. I'll show you a demo in a bit. The QR ordering at 𝗀𝗶𝗴 Beach, for example, we integrated this. You can lay there on your sunbed. You can take your phone, scan the QR code, and do a digital order and pay online as well. I'll show you this in a second. Also interesting, if you own a tour or activity, RocketRes, we partnered up with them, and we are able to process payments with the RocketRes application. So RocketRes take care of the reservation process, the ticketing, the check-in, the sales, etc., and we take care of the payment part. We also offer a REST API. Theoretically, every software partner can integrate us into their software. So we are able to process payments for external software companies. And the full list of integrations can be found on our website, pagedirect.com. As I told you today, I have a short demo. We're a bit short in time, so I only have 10 minutes. Today I'm going to show you the 𝗵𝘆𝗺 demo. What we have here, we scanned the code at the city restaurant. It's called the City Innovation Restaurant. And what we do next, we're going to place an order. For example, we have the drinks here, we have the foods. I think we're going to go for the food first. Today's pizza day. Harley also sold us a pizza. I'm going to do this as well. We have the Curaçao style pizza here, and we're going to order the Curaçao style pizza, which is 16 guilders and 30 cents. We're going to add this to our checkout, and we're also going to order some drinks. Let's say we're going to order mojito, for example, which is also on the list. And we're going to buy an original mojito. We're going to add this to our checkout as well. And in the bottom on the right hand side, we see our total checkout, which is 33 guilders and 30 cents. We're going to pay this with our mobile phone. We're going to check the terms and condition, and eventually we're going to hit the place order button. This is where we come in from PageDirect. Your customer is being shown The payment screen, the 33 guilders and 30 cents in this case are converted into 16 euros and 65 cents. And when you hit the pay button, I'm being led to the ABN AMRO application on my phone, which asks me to process the payment. For this demo purposes, it's a test payment. So we're gonna click here to process the test payment. But in my application will ask me to log in with my Face ID to confirm the payment. And eventually I'm being led back to the 𝗵𝘆𝗺 application where I'm being shown that my order of 33 guilders and 30 cents is processed. And my pizza is being made and is being brought to my sunbed, or at the city restaurant in this case. So in short, what PagoDirect offers is one solution, and via one integration, we can offer you all the available multiple payment methods. Those methods are locally and internationally, and then they're all in one. And the nice thing, 100 guilders charged to your customer is 100 guilders on your local bank account, paid out on your local bank account minus our fees. And we do have a variety of nice integrations, usable integrations, and they're all free of charge. Next step, we can get into more details. We're only a bit short in time. Visit our website, pagodirect.com, get in touch with us, info@pagodirect.com, or even start a pre-application where we get to know you as well, and we can help you the best way we can. That's it for today. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to hear them from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to Mr. Vincent for the information about PagoDirect. And we are going for the last organization, which is 𝗀𝗃H. And I will pass the word for Mr. David Maduro.
And a very good afternoon to you. If somebody can confirm if they can see my screen.
Yes, we can, David.
Thank you. So thank you, Chamber of Commerce of Curaçao, to invite us and some of the organizations that represent a solution for payments in Curaçao and beyond. Some of us are in the Caribbean exporting our Curaçao product as well. As time is short and the introduction was done, let's get right to it. If I am speaking a bit too fast, send it out into the Q&A and we'll get your questions or concerns replied to. The 𝗀𝗃H team consists right now of 6 people. This does not include developers and partner organizations which we work with. And also our services have a vast amounts around the world, depending on what solution people want. Our primary focus is on gateway solutions, crowdfunding, donations-based crowdfunding, cashless solutions as well for events. We also have e-wallet solutions and also hardware solutions. Going back into more detail, when we're talking about the gateway, most of the time, the primary service of 𝗀𝗃H is into card gateway services, which includes and is not limited to e-commerce, card present, EMV contactless, integrated payment solutions, and of course, mobile. So a lot of people are asking what's actually the journey of the customer and how does it really need to happen? Everything needs to happen is by you wanting to buy something. And you have a debit card, Visa, MasterCard, or a credit card, being the 4 brands, and you would like to purchase something that's on somebody's website. That somebody's website is the one which is our merchant, our client. You are their client. So if you would like to buy something at a store, there's many more steps that are between you and you paying and the company you're buying it from receiving the product. This is a very easy schematic, and since it's recorded, you can also go back and look at this schematic. As of November 2021, we have become exclusive partners in most of the Caribbean and also the Dutch Caribbean, using the CyberSource and Authorized.net technologies as gateway solutions, and we call this our enhanced gateway solution and next to our legacy solution. Some of the banks which we are connected with and also do a yearly PCI compliance from our system, and they have also checks and balances between us and them. You see some of the logos. Next to these, we primarily also, of course, because we're in the Dutch Caribbean and we speak the 4 languages, we usually deal with the Dutch Caribbean. However, to our partner network of CyberSource, we can reach over 2,000 other banks in the whole world, making it possible that a customer in Ecuador, Bolivia, China, wherever, we can then connect them as well with the same solution that we can provide you in Curacao. And as of June 2023, there will be no maestros being given out, even in the Netherlands. VPay and Maestro are going to stop, and a Visa or a MasterCard debit is going to be provided, linking immediately payments from your bank account that can be done at any given moment for e-commerce and with e-commerce. We also have American Express and Discover, which we use for daily and bi-daily settlements into your bank accounts. Some of the numbers that we've done so far, we have started with our first transaction in January 2016. And we are in triple digits that we are growing every single year. Some, not all, some of the payment methods that we assist you as a merchant, because you need to receive payments from all over the world. Some of these payment methods are here on the screen, from IDEO to credit cards, debit cards, to 7-Eleven, Bancontact, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and so forth. And then our integration, including our enhanced integration methods. People go back many years when they heard of Oracle or Fusion, Amadeus, Sabre. All of those are possible with CXPay. We have several exclusivities also with some of the softwares, kind of like Wix in the whole Caribbean and Pan-Caribbean area as well, where you can use our system as well. We also are one of the only providers in the Dutch Caribbean with Shopify, also together with 1 or 2 others in the Caribbean. WooCommerce is readily available for everyone. PrestaShop, Odoo, Ecwid, BigCommerce, Magento, especially some of the booking systems, booking websites for hotels, Airbnbs, motels, small shops. We're right there. We have Zero that we can assist with, Jotform, HQ Rentals, and Brick, which are the local ones with international merchants already. We're right there in the middle, ready to assist you. Now, we're not one of those where you're going to have your issue where suddenly people tell you this is e-commerce, and then you got to still pay with a bank. You got to take a picture. You got to go somewhere else, do a transfer, do a transit, make a picture or upload it, put some information in the screen, and then move forward. No, we are a one-stop shop where when we assist you with, this is an example with a shop which has WordPress, you have all the payment methods all into one system. Let's go over to also donations and all kinds of other hosted payment pages, QR code based, and hosted payment pages where you can provide a link next to a QR code. People click on it and they create a payment or initiate a payment, and you receive those funds. We are active with 1 or more merchants in at least 28 countries and islands, and we're currently working also on Ecuador, Bolivia, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Colombia. The islands and countries that you see are with, most of them are with the new system that we have that we're using of Visa, since they are a world brand. We also have expanded ourselves and assist our merchants in more countries than we were available up to 2021. Some of the solutions that we provide, or most of the solutions that we provide, are to some of these best practices, from events to food and beverage outlets, to rental cars, to rental homes, payroll, personal services, transportation, etc., etc., etc. Another solution that CXPay offers is CX Events, where we offer a offline solution for events. This is a digital tokenization, so a digital token solution, where you don't need to count the coins and the papers and tier and so forth. This is all digitalized, and you can, even when there's internet, you can also see many ways of reports and how people have been in the blind as to what their organization does until the tokens are counted. Here is a very short video of how a top-up happens into a system. I see due to technical difficulties, it is not happening. So I'm going to go to the next screen. We also have one for the bar, where it's got a very simple menu. You tick, 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 tick on the menu. It says it costs you 13 tokens. You then tap with your RFID chip, wristband, or card, and it's taken off of it, and that's it. All of it offline. And when you have online version, you get the reports, and you can also do online top-ups. When you have access to the reports, you can have a very elaborate reporting system, every card, every usage, and everything. Then we're going to come to our donation-based crowdfunding solution, where we provide you kind of like a GoFundMe account, where you can put your campaign and receive payments on a weekly or monthly basis. And then you don't need to go to, hey, I need to go to the US or I need to go to Europe for that solution. We can provide it right here, smack in the middle of where you are, and pay you out to the bank that you desire, where you have your organization's accounts. Then we're going to come to our ticket solution, an easy and simple and inexpensive way to promote your business when you have an organization and you organize events. We have no setup charges, we have no monthly fees, and the fees range per payment methods. We currently have credit card, debit cards already online, and within the next couple of weeks, we're going to provide over, if I'm not mistaken, 40 other payment methods, including BitPay, Ideal, and everything else. So our ticket solution for you who need to go to the Global Entrepreneurship Week on the 30th of this month, right here, you can see the ticket and you can purchase this ticket as well. Let's go to our next solution, Tap on Glass. We are working with local banks and other banks in the region, where if they integrate our system, we can also provide you hardware and also Tap on Glass, which Tap on Glass solution, it's a very simple solution where you have your phone and you tap, and payment has been processed. So CXPay's value is local presence and know-how. We have over 40 years experience in the Latin American region. We offer a diverse offering. Also, Luis and myself have been awarded the Pioneer of the Year. Not that important, does tell you that we are pioneers in the region and we strive for excellence every single day that we come to work. And also, we're a founding member of the Curaçao FinTech Association, where its purpose is to we're representing the fintech companies and organizations on the island, sparring partner of the central bank and government in fintech-related topics. And our achievements are that we assisted with the EMI, the Electronic Money License Institution, that the central bank assisted with. And also, we helped draft the laws for the electronic payments and virtual assets, cryptocurrency, for example. If you're interested, if you are a fintech company, sign up at 𝗀𝗆𝗆𝗀.tech. You're going to see us in every system that is available to you to make a transaction, a payment. And this is our plan. As of 2021, we were able to do most. And by 2023, we will be able to do everything. Get in touch with us, learn more, sign up, and let's do business. Thank you.